Mother Club, Dublin €10 per 12 motherclub.ie. American rapper and LGTBQ activist Mykki Blanco is coming to tear things up in Dublin's queer nightclub Mother. Blanco's debut album Mykki was released in 2016 and it challenges the traditional structure of hip-hop by delivering pop choruses and camp themes with a snarl. With a larger-than-life stage persona, this basement gig is going to be insane, so the Mother DJs will be on hand to bring you back down to earth with disco and techno tunes. Whelan's, Dublin €15 wellandslive.com. Also Saturday, same venue when tickets flew out the door for Big Thief's gig on March 31st. The second date was added to meet the demands, but now the April 1st gig is also sold out. Brooklyn band Big Thief are out touring the second album Capacity, which was released last year, and lead singer Adrienne Lenker's soothing voice gives life to songs that celebrate the darkness and light we all experience. If you can blag a ticket for this gig, you'll be doing well. The Sugar Club, Dublin €22.90. TheSugarClub.com. Hailing from Queens, New York, Feroce Monk is a classic 1990s MC with an East Coast attitude that exudes unfaltering confidence. Best known for his 1999 single Simon Says, which caused some controversy when he didn't clear the sample of Akira Ifuk Oobs Gojira Time Ashura in the hook. His distinctive rapping style is why so many other MCs regard him as one of the best. Taking his time with his music, he has a new album coming out this year. Grand Social Dublin, 7:30 p.m. €16.50. TheGrandSocial.ie. Too often you hear albums long after the time you should have taken notice of when they were first released. Australian singer-songwriter Alex Lay's 2017 debut, I Love You Like a Brother, is one of these. On songs such as Perth Traumatic Stress Disorder, I Haven't Been Taking Care of Myself, the title track, and a few more, Lay cleverly sifts through easily relatable emotional turmoil and self-discovery to a background of wiry, confident punk pop. The results are memorable and full of personality, so if you want some of that, you know what to do. District 8, Dublin €19.86 to €22.07. District 8 Dublin.com. Working under the name Mano Lataf, Irish DJ and producer Niall Mannion is one of the most respected names in electronic music. Based in Zurich, he has a huge following thanks to the worldwide parties he throws as part of his record label Mave, which he founded with Irish DJ The Drifter and German producer by Carl. If you need some encouragement to make the most of the Easter bank holiday, let Mano lead the way. Vicar Street, Dublin €45. Ticketmaster.ie. When it comes to 3 a.m. karaoke sessions in kitchens, En Vogue have a lot to answer for. Don't Let Go is one of the most iconic 1990s are. When Terry Ellis, Cindy Herron and Rona Bennett played Dublin last April, the power of the music and the fans opened a seal to another dimension, while shattering vocal cords and the patriarchy. God knows what damage will be done this time. 3 Arena Dublin 8 p.m. €45.05. Sold out. Ticketmaster.ie. Also Wednesday, same venue, influenced by US East Coast underground hip-hop acts such as Talib Kweli, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang Clan, and Nas. Benjamin Haggerty, who picked up the Macklemore nickname from a school art project, is currently enjoying huge international success with his latest album, Gemini. Once part of the US hip-hop duo Macklemore. Reviews of the album varied from negative, The Clown Prince of White Guilt, complex music, to less so, warm, vivid, Rolling Stone. Whatever your views, these two arena shows at least prove the man's popularity. Arcade Fire, whipping up a storm at 3 Arena Dublin. Photograph Gaia Rock, Cypress Avenue, Cork, 9 p.m. €17.50. Cypressavenue.ie. Also Thursday, Whelan's, Dublin, 7:30 p.m. €23. wellandslive.com. Friday, Rasheen Douve, Galway, 11:30 p.m. €18. roysandub.net. Jazz was the go-to music when New Yorker Theo Katzman was growing up. His jazz trumpeter father would bring him along to rehearsals, and so by the time he entered teens, Katzman was a handy enough instrumentalist and budding songwriter. Such an early productive start has filtered down through the years, not only through his acclaimed solo work and funk band, Wolfpack, but also in his session work for the likes of Kesha and Irish music fusion band, The Ollum. East Side Tavern, Dublin, 8 p.m, €12, Ticketmaster.ie. It's a long way from graduating with a degree in politics, leaving his native Nottingham and working at the Houses of Parliament, and then keep up handing in his notice to be a singer. Joel Baker, however, did just that when he met Essex rapper Nick Brewer and record production crew, The Confect. For that point on, politics got shoved aside in favor of Baker's increasingly assured songwriting. Taking its cues from blues and hip-hop, Baker's music has started to tip over into the mainstream. Not that you'd know it from this low-key gig, which sees the songwriter make his Irish debut. The guy is good, you know what to do. Roisin Duve, Galway, 11:30 p.m, ADM. Free Royce and Dub.net. Dublin band Pillow Queens are fast becoming the go-to music act if you fancy the kind of female-centric pop-punk that you last heard from your Raincoats or Slits albums. 2 reference points that are no more than that if you like that kind of feminist push and matriarchal shove. We caught the band last December at Other Voices and were suitably impressed with the band's subtle, harmonious, cool and upfront investment in topics that stay true to the politics. The latest EP, State of the State, is as fine an introduction to Pillow Queens as any, but would strongly suggest you catch them live to get the full effect. The quartet plays further dates in April: Amp Cork, Saturday April 7th, Dubarris, Clonakilty, Cork, April 19th, Derlins, Limerick, April 20th, and Workman's Club, Dublin, April 21st. The Bernard Shaw, Dublin, FreeTheBernardShaw.com. Fresh from supporting Feroch Monk in the Sugar Club, hip-hop Dublin duo Neomatic are gracing the Shaw sessions with the presence for a free gig. MCs Dermot and No Good make hazy tunes with subtle Irishisms that are so laid back they're almost on the back. The debut mixtape, The Neomatic Tape, is available to stream on SoundCloud, so venture that way and get to know the lads a little bit better. 3 Arena, Dublin, 8 p.m, €50.50, sold out. Ticketmaster.ie. It isn't often that bands perform in the round, but when you have a music act as immersive as Arcade Fire, it tends to make sense. Here is music that deserves to be heard in 360-degree mode. This said, they'd need to up the ante somewhat when you take into account the paucity of ideas on the latest album, Everything Now. Most songs on that record limped like Hopalong Cassidy, and while this show arrives intrinsically connected, at least we know that it won't take up too much of the show. 8 tracks max out of about a 24-song set list. Prepare yourselves, then, for 2/3 of primetime Arcade Fire. Certainly, there are very few acts out there that can whip up a storm like them. Gig of the week. Macklemore, enjoying huge international success with his latest album, Gemini. Olympia Theatre, Dublin, 8 p.m, €25, Ticketmaster.ie. It isn't often we're able to get not only a snapshot of the Irish music scene across a few decades but also help out as essential a charity as Aware. Founded more than 30 years ago, Aware provides support, education and information to those impacted by depression, bipolar disorder and other mental health issues, and raising funds for the charity is a bunch of musicians that go way back into Inuit the Pale, Trouble Pilgrims, to musicians that can barely name all 4 members of the Beatles: Jem Mitchell, BARQ, Cry Monster Cry. Factor in assistance from bands such as the Riptide Movement, Maltohi and JP Dalton and Aslan, Christy Dignam, and some TBC special guests, and you have a night to remember, a night to reflect, and a night to raise funds. Grand Social, Dublin, 7:30 p.m, €15. The Grand Social.ie. Canadian musician, songwriter Alfie Jervanin's 2009 debut album, Pinkstrat, was recorded in a cabin in rural Ontario, but that's where the Bon Iver comparisons should end. Anyone that delivers a perfect cover version of Reckless Eric's Whole Wide World, as Jervanin did on said album, deserves their own space and reference points. Although a solo concern via 4 albums, Juno Award winner and Polaris Music Prize nominee, Jervanin is perhaps best known as a sideman to fellow Canuck musicians Feist, Amy Milan, of Stars, and Great Lake Swimmers. All of this feeds into his solo work, the most recent being Earthtones, which was released at the start of the year, and which blends woozy indie folk with burnished funk. Annesley House, North Strand, Dublin, 8:30 p.m, €10. Under the banner title of the house presence, Dublin pub Annesley House hosts a regular multi-stranded evening of music and words. All monies secured, as well as some financial support from the Croke Park Community Fund, go to the artists involved, which means that the likes of poet Colin Keegan, traditional Irish musicians Jerry and Phelim O'Connor, duo Carl Corcoran and Ewan Cowley, and Edinburgh-based Candy Thief aka Diana de Cabaris get some level of recompense for the time and skills. Sounds good to us.